So what was the menopause like without a thyroid? My name's Laura De La Harpe and I'm a nutritionist. So as you may know, I had my thyroid removed 9 years ago due to thyroid cancer. So I was 50 then, and then at age 54, I went through the menopause. So it's a little bit of a double whammy in that you've got the tiredness from no thyroid and you've got the tiredness from the menopausal symptoms. And what can happen with some women is actually when they've had their thyroid removed, their menopause seems to come forward in time, and they seem to go through that at the same time. You have to remember that the pituitary gland is sending out messages to the thyroid stimulating hormone, and then follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone are all coming from the pituitary gland in the brain. And so I certainly lost my periods for a little while when they were over suppressing my TSH to make sure I didn't get any cancer back. So they are playing, the hormones are interrelated. And I think sometimes some women, once they've gone through the menopause, they might have been doing okay on their thyroxine at a certain level. But once they go through the menopause, actually, they might find if they then start taking HRT, they need to go back and have their thyroxine levels changed in line with then being postmenopausal. So I think it is doable and it is possible, but I think it's just take into account those extra factors so that you make sure that both sets of hormones are balanced. Let me know how you find going through menopause once you'd had your thyroid removed. Would love to know your experiences.
I was just thinking, so obviously menopause would have been a built-in system to humanity for however long.
Yeah.
How long has thyroid cancer been around?
Well, it's probably been around forever, but people would have just had like a swollen neck, and it wouldn't have been. People used to have what they're called goiters.
Yeah.
So they would have probably just seen it as a goiter, and that's would have been it.
So they have died because of it?
Well, apparently in America, when they do autopsies, 1 in 3 people that they do an autopsy on has some form of thyroid cancer. But it's not, so there are some forms of thyroid cancer, they're kind of like, well, we probably are over removing. But, if your windpipe is being restricted from a swelling, and you can't swallow and you can't breathe, well, clearly that's got to come out. I mean, mine was down here.
Yes.
So mine wasn't so much of an issue, whereas some people it's much higher up, and mine stayed in my left lobe. You've got like butterfly kind of thing, my left lobe, whereas some people it spread to their lymph nodes, so they might be having 20 lymph nodes out as part of the neck dissection, so they might have like a scar like this where the whole thing's been opened up and
wow,
they've got all the lymph nodes. I was very lucky, as you know, I've got a little tiny one, because they just took out the half, whereas there's some people and it's stapled, so it's like, it looks like, obviously the staples do actually heal really nicely and they end up with a very neat scar, but at the time it's it's not nice for you and for people seeing you because they don't understand what's happened to you. But I think again it's interesting, isn't it? So we had Chernobyl happened in the 80s, and there was a lot of people obviously around there got thyroid cancer. So whether we've seen more of it across Europe since then, I would have been 20, 21, something like that when that happened.
Yeah, Jesus.
So it's possible that maybe the incidence, I also think, hold your phone like that, don't you?
Yeah.
You do wonder about radiation,
plastics, microplastics.
Yeah, but the thing is, my experience of having thyroid cancer is I'm never going to know what caused it, and it's probably not even worth spending any time worrying about it.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because when you're first diagnosed, you're not only are you thinking how did I get it, but you're also thinking how do I not get another one? What's next? And it's really scary at that point, and you can get a little bit of what they call health anxiety over things, because you think, well, if that can happen, what else can happen? But I did some DNA testing at the time, and that was really useful to see that my inflammation markers move fast, so that I make a lot of inflammation, and inflammation is often behind cancers. And that, what else was there? That was one of the main things. So it was like, right, I needed to make sure I ate a really anti-inflammatory diet, and I had lots of omega-3 oils and oily fish and nuts and seeds to bring down the inflammation levels.